Oops. Well, hi there. It is, God, 11:15. And time to show up. I'm showing up. I'm glad you showed up. I appreciate every single one of you. Do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horse shit. And let's shit in the box. Someone I have been gradually losing respect for decided to make a community post today about how he has no choice but to use clickbaity thumbnails and titles because they get more clicks and views. Now, if you have actually known me for any substantial period of time, you know what my basic response to this is. You will always get more attention and make more money if you sell bullshit to idiots. The question is whether that's the business you want to be in. And I was thinking about that most of the day, and I was thinking I should kind of go over the real mechanics of how advertising supported media works. Because people don't seem to understand it. Now let's start with the very basics of, you are making something. You are making a thing and you are putting it on a platform. And you take the thing that you're making and you put it on the platform, and that platform allows you to show it to people. It allows people to find you. It provides a certain amount of discoverability. So people who are looking for a thing can find your thing and go, why, yes, that's the kind of thing that I want. That's the thing that I'm looking for. I want to have that. And there are all kinds of different platforms for this. We're kind of sort of talking about YouTube. So you make a video, you upload it to YouTube, and YouTube will wave it around and go, hey, anybody want to watch this? And you'll get people that want to watch this. Now, over time, you will get people who like your videos and enjoy your videos, people who subscribe to your channel so they get notified about your videos every time you post one, and people who just kind of go, oh, that video sounds interesting, and they know nothing about you. There are people who will click on your video because they care about your video. There are people who will click on your video because they care about you. And there are people who will click on your video because they have asked YouTube to give them these videos. All of these groups are important, okay? But the subscribers, you notice how the subscribers are just one finger? And then you got people who like your videos but don't subscribe. And people who may not even recognize you, but they like what your video sounds like. These three different audiences are typically about the same size. So when YouTube says, hey, only 30% of the people watching your video are subscribers, that's good. That's normal. That's the way it should be, because you've got these two other audiences. These two other audiences are about the same size as this one. So that audience is twice the size of this audience. This should be about a third, okay? That's normal. That's natural. It's supposed to be like that. If that's what you see, if you look at your stats, you see about 30% of the people watching your channel are subscribed, that's where it's supposed to be. If it starts creeping up, if it starts getting to the point that everybody watching your channel is subscribed, even if it gets to 50%, okay? If half the people watching your channel are subscribed, nobody cares about you. They only care about your videos, okay? You may not even be making good videos anymore. If all of your views are coming from people that are subscribed, YouTube is unable to find new people that want to watch your videos. That's bad. That's going to impact your ability to get subscribers. That's going to impact your ability to grow your audience. That's going to impact your ability to get views. It's going to lead YouTube to show your video to less people. YouTube hardly shows my videos to anybody because there's nothing in it for them. I don't have advertisers. But regardless, you got this audience of people, and that audience of people, okay, they get to watch your video for free on YouTube. You get to show them the video for free. You put it on YouTube for free. YouTube shows it to people for free. It's all free because that audience right there, that is the product. The audience you collect that watches your videos, YouTube will now sell that audience to advertisers for money. And if you're in the partner program, you get some of the money. Okay? Now let's turn around and let's look at how the advertisers spend money with YouTube. An advertiser spends money with YouTube because they want to sell their shit. Whatever they are advertising, they want people to buy it. If they advertise something and nobody buys it, they're not going to spend any money. The way that advertising gets sold on YouTube is people say, I'm willing to spend $10 advertising on YouTube. And YouTube shows the video to all of the people that it can. And every time somebody clicks on that advertisement, YouTube goes, okay, that's some of your $10. You got to click, so we're going to take some of your $10. And this goes on until enough clicks have gone through and the entire $10 is spent. And they go, okay, you need to give us more money if you want more people to see your ads. And the way the advertiser decides, am I going to give YouTube more money, is by looking at how many more sales they got. We got 2,000 clicks. And each of those clicks was like half a cent. Okay, that's fine. No problem. I got 2,000 clicks for $10. That's great. How many more sales did I make? Did I make an extra $10 by buying those 2,000 clicks? Because if I didn't, I'm not buying more clicks. I'm not advertising with this platform anymore. If I don't make more sales, if I don't get more money, then I'm not going to keep running ads. So guess what happens when you have an audience that doesn't click ads? If you have an audience that doesn't click ads, YouTube is going to put the shittiest, nastiest, most awful ads on your channel because your people aren't going to click them anyway. Okay? They're not even going to try to get your people to click ads because you don't click ads. If your entire audience is using ad blockers, you're not going to get decent ads. But even worse, there are ad blockers that click on the ads. They pretend to click on the ads and then just throw away the visit to the website. They go, we're clicking on your ad to make the advertiser pay money to YouTube and get nothing for it because you don't actually see the website. That's a click that doesn't produce a sale. And when a click doesn't produce a sale, it's worth less than a click that does. More clicks that don't produce sales reduces the ad rates for everybody. Everybody. So all of these fake ad clicks that come from the ad blockers are driving the ad rates down. And because they're driving the ad rates down, YouTube now has to run more ads to make the same money. And all of the YouTubers, all of the creators have to get more views to make the same money. More ads, and creators have to get more views. And what actually ends up happening is all of the creators just make less and less money. It just drops and drops and drops. The value of advertising lowers and gets closer and closer to zero. So the way all of this fits together is all of these advertisers that are paying YouTube to run ads, they keep wanting to pay less and less because they're getting less and less result out of spending on ads, okay? And because they're getting less and less of a result, they're more likely to just stop running ads altogether. This is making it harder for creators overall. I am a huge fan of don't support your channel with ads. Support your channel by making cool shit that you sell. And tell your audience, I sell shit, buy my shit. Now, obviously, merchandise is like a thing you can do this with. And I do have merchandise. I do have like t-shirts that I sell. Well, I did have t-shirts that I sell. They're not up at the moment. Amazon, for some reason, decided that they were going to pull down all of my listings and delete them. And I don't know why, but I can't be arsed to go and put them back up. I will do it eventually. I haven't done it. But the thing about merch is, only a tiny few creators have a channel that people want to advertise when they go out walking in public. It's not a common thing to want to go, I watch this guy's YouTube channel in public to like the real world. And depending on who that creator is, you might not want to tell anybody, you know? I mean, it's like, do you wear VTuber merchandise out of the house? Lots of people don't. I would, but, you know, I don't fucking give a shit. I don't give a shit. I'm wearing a Momo shirt right now. You think I give a shit if I'm wearing like a VTuber shirt out there? If you make funny merch, if you make merch with slogans on it, if you make merch that has a political stance on it, I guess that can work better. But really the thing that I'm mostly interested in is, well, I'm a game developer. I want people to buy my game when it's done. Which at this rate it will never be, but that is what it is. I am a huge proponent of make something people want and sell it to them. I don't like tell people, hey, if you like my stuff, just like pay me whatever you can afford and I'll keep making it. I don't like that. I like, if you give me money, you should get something of value for your money. And you should like what you're getting for your money, and you should think it's worth the money that you gave me. And, you know, if I'm going to make videos for free, which I do, then they should just be free. I shouldn't go, hey, I can only afford to keep making these free videos if people volunteer to give me money. That's bullshit. I don't like the cyber begging aspect of it. And right now I don't have much of anything to sell. I could put my shirts back up, I guess, but nobody fucking wants my shirts. Well, it is almost Pride Month. I do tend to sell more shirts in Pride Month. I don't really care about selling shirts. I want to do shirts that aren't just designs. I want to do shirts that are art. My art isn't good enough to go on a shirt yet. I'd like it if it was, but it's not. That's something that's been wearing on me recently is I need to do more sculpting. I need to do more painting. I need to do more drawing. I need to do more. I've just been fucking around playing Starfield for a long time. The real thing that I'm trying to get at here is, if you're making videos to get people watching your videos and then you expect to sell the eyeballs of the people watching your videos to an advertiser, The average advertiser on YouTube is selling bullshit to idiots. And it's like, GoDaddy has all these commercials with Walton Goggins. And I don't fucking like these commercials. But it's not his fault. I can't be mad at him. I need to be mad at GoDaddy, but I can't really be that mad at GoDaddy. I already buy every service from GoDaddy that I'm going to buy from them. I have my domains registered there. That's it. And I'm going to keep them registered there because I got no good reason to move them. Although I do at some point I have to start thinking about getting some hosting. That's kind of obnoxious. Anyway. I don't like ad-supported shit. If you're in the business of selling the eyeballs of your audience to people who sell bullshit to idiots, you're actually in the business of selling bullshit to idiots because that's where your money comes from. And the question is whether you want to be in that fucking business. I don't want to be in that business. And I'm not going to be in that business. I already walked away from a fairly successful online marketing career because I did not want to be in the business of selling bullshit to idiots. And I was surrounded by people selling bullshit to idiots who kept saying, you know, I would promote your stuff if your stuff were more bullshit and were targeted more at the idiots that are in my audience. I don't sell bullshit to idiots. I sell real education. I sell real information. Well, why would I advertise real education to my audience of idiots who are not going to understand it? I don't care if they understand it as long as they pay for it. If you're stupid and you buy something smart, you know, you're not going to be able to do much of anything with it, but that's not my problem. But if you're smart and you buy something stupid, you're going to be mad at me. If you're smart and you buy something smart, you're going to go, all right, something smart. I'm concerned about the opinions of smart people. I'm not concerned about the opinions of idiots. I'm really not. I can't say they don't affect me. Every once in a while, an idiot will jump up and they'll say something fucking stupid, and it'll annoy the fuck out of me. And I'll have to comment about it. I had somebody earlier today said, hey, does anybody have a solution to this problem? And I said, yeah, I have this solution to the problem. And they said, I don't want to do that. Yes, but that's the solution to your problem. They said, I told you I don't want to do that. Why are you being so rude? That was like 18 hours ago. And I'm still fucking annoyed. I'm still fucking annoyed that somebody asked me to solve their goddamn problem and then thought it was rude of me to observe that this is how you solve the problem. So I blocked them, because fuck that shit. But it still bothers me. 18 hours later, it bothers me. Why does it bother me? It's an idiot. Why do I fucking care about some idiot? Human beings are not rational. We're not reasonable. It's David Hume's inquiry concerning human understanding. Is mankind a rational creature or an emotive creature? It's a bit of both. And sometimes I get spun up about shit. I have so much baggage about people going, hey, can you help me with this? Yes, here's the solution to your problem. Yes, but I don't want to. That's the solution to your problem, though. Yeah, but you don't understand. I don't want to. Then shut the fuck up and have your problem, dipshit. I want to solve my problem. No, you don't. Here's the solution. Implement the solution. I don't want to. Then you want the problem, dipshit. Everybody's always choosing between the thing they want less and the thing they want more. That's always happening. It's always happening. It's why, and we'll always choose the thing we want more. It's like you apply for a job that you don't want. Why do you apply for a job you don't want? Because you want to apply for a job more than you want to pass on something you don't want. You go in for the interview. Why? Because you'd rather interview for a job you don't want than skip an interview and have to explain to people why you didn't go to the interview for the job you applied for. Why do you take the job when they offer it to you? You don't want the job. You don't like the job. Why do you take it? Because you want the job more than you want to be unemployed. People do this all the time. And people are stupid and they make bad decisions because a lot of the time what you want most is bad for you. And you have to recognize that, and you have to like throw it out the window. You got to go, no, that's bad for me. I'm going to make the other decision. And that's tough. It's really fucking tough. It really is. And I'm rambling. I'm always rambling. One of the things people have a lot of trouble understanding, and this will get you really, really far when you actually grasp it, is there's no such thing as a fair trade. Because if somebody offered to sell you a $5 bill for $5, you wouldn't buy it. Because you don't want $5 more than you want $5. Now, somebody offered to sell you a $5 bill for $4, you want $5 more than you want $4. So you'd make that trade. But then you have to ask, why are they trading you $5 for $4? And therein lies the secret to all trades. Whenever a trade is made, you have to think that what you're getting is worth more. And the other person has to think that what you're giving them is worth more. You have to disagree on which item is worth more. If you agree on the values of the items, the trade is not going to happen. You have to disagree. There must be a disagreement for the trade to happen. I have to think that what you have is worth more than what I have. You have to think that what I have is worth more than what you have. If both of these things aren't true, the trade doesn't happen. You're not going to trade me something that's worth more than what you get. I'm not going to give you something that's worth more than what you give me back. We have to disagree on the value of the trade in one way or another. That bakes people's heads until they actually figure out that, yeah, that's the way it works. And all value is relative. All value is relative. Because if you're hungry, as the saying goes, you can't eat money. If you're hungry enough, you will pay all the money you have in the world for a potato. Is the potato worth that? It is to you, because you're starving. Hey, you know how many potatoes it takes to kill an Irishman? None. That's a terrible joke, but I love it. Once you understand that trades don't happen unless there's an inequity, once you realize that you will only buy something if you think what you're buying is worth more than you're paying, that's when you approach the secret of why all production, all products, and everything that you get in the world, you get at a cost of human suffering. Everything. Because let's say you want to drink a beer. Well, if you want to drink a beer, the way to get a beer is you have to brew some beer. you don't want to drink a beer that much. You're not going to brew your own beer so you can drink beer. That's a lot of work. You don't want to do all that work. You don't want to buy all those materials and wait all that time and learn all that shit about how to brew beer. You don't want to do that. So you're not gonna, because it's not worth it. The amount of work that goes into making beer is not worth having the beer. So instead, you'll go out and buy beer. And when you go out to buy beer, now, we've already established the beer is worth less than the work it takes to make it. That's why you don't do the work. And now you're going to go out and you're going to buy the beer, but you're going to buy the beer with money that's worth less than the beer. If the beer wasn't worth more to you than the money, you wouldn't buy it. In the end, you're trading that money for the work it takes to make the beer. You already think the beer is worth less than the work. You also think the money is worth less than the beer. So the money is also worth less than the work. That means some of the work you haven't paid for. It's uncompensated labor. And by pretty much any estimation or definition, uncompensated labor is suffering. It's work that you're not compensated for. You do the work, but you don't get anything for it. You have the negative effects of needing to do it, but you don't have the positive effect of being compensated for it. Everything, absolutely everything, rests fundamentally on a bed of human suffering. And what we do with politics and economics and all of these solutions and welfare programs and all of this stuff, the only thing that we're doing with that is we're trying to move the suffering around so it goes to people that we think deserve to suffer. There's an irreducible proportion of the human experience that is suffering. And we're always trying to move that proportion of the human experience to people that we think suck. And it depends on who you are. You may move it to somebody who you may say, well, the suffering should go to people that are homeless. Homeless people deserve to suffer. People in prison deserve to suffer. People who didn't go to college. People got bad grades in college. People who live in the wrong neighborhood. People who are from the wrong country. People who currently live in the wrong country. People on the wrong side of this invisible border that we drew between these two countries. People who live in the wrong city. People who live in the wrong part of a city. People whose skin is the wrong color. People who are too short. People who are too tall. People who don't have enough hair. People who are too old. People who are too young. People who are left-handed. We're always trying to assign who deserves to suffer. And the one thing that we pretty much all agree on is, not me. Not me. No, I'm not one of the people who deserve to suffer. I shouldn't be suffering. Any suffering I experience is a grave injustice that must be rectified by moving the suffering to somebody who deserves it. Like, I don't know, Elon Musk. Elon Musk deserves to suffer. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk deserve to suffer. And Larry Page and Sergey Brin and everybody that works at Google, everybody who's ever had a multiple six-figure salaried job in the tech industry deserves to suffer. We're always looking for somebody who deserves to suffer. But the fact of the matter is, we're all human beings. None of us deserves to suffer any more than any other of us. We all have an equally deserving entitlement to our fair share of the suffering. And our fair share of the suffering is an equal share of the suffering. We don't want to admit that. We certainly don't want that to be policy. That's why we're constantly shuffling it around. They're going, no, no, no. Suffering belongs over here. No, the suffering belongs over. The suffering belongs on the illegal immigrants. The suffering belongs on the birthright citizens. The suffering belongs on the Democrats. The suffering belongs on the Republicans. The suffering belongs on the members of the Supreme Court. The suffering belongs on the president, on the vice president, on the president's entire cabinet. Stephen Miller should be burnt at the stake. Ooh, that was a little too specific. He should, but... You know, I tell people over and over again, I don't think anybody believes me, but I'd say over and over again, guillotines. We're in guillotine territory in the United States right now. We should be building guillotines, and we should be putting them to work. And people go, yeah, we should definitely do something. No, guillotines. It's not a metaphor. It's not a joke. It's not hyperbole. Guillotines. Heads should fall into the reflecting pool. Not fucking kidding about that. Okay, bye.